If you're over 60, your daily cup of coffee might not be as safe as you think. Now, I know that first sip in the morning feels like magic. The aroma filling your kitchen, the comfort of holding that warm mug in your hands. For years, they told you coffee was good for you. Keeps you alert, protects your heart, maybe even helps you live longer. But here's the hidden truth. Once you cross that age of 60, some coffees can actually work against you in ways most people never talk about. I'm not just talking about jitters or a restless night's sleep. I mean real health risks, like higher chances of stroke, memory decline, or silent damage to your kidneys and heart. And the tricky part? These dangers don't show up right away. They build slowly, day after day, cup after cup, until one day, your doctor is warning you about cholesterol, blood pressure, or foggy memory. But let me ask you this, what coffee do you drink every morning? Is it instant? Is it that fancy cafe blend? Maybe it's decaf, because you thought that was the safer choice? And here's another one. Do you sometimes skip breakfast and just have coffee instead? I'd love to know. Drop your answers in the comments below. You'd be surprised how many other seniors in this community are asking themselves the same question. Because here's the thing. Some of the coffees you thought were harmless could actually be slowly working against your body after 60. And yet, the good news is, there are better choices. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the 4 worst coffees seniors should never touch, and I'll also share the safer options you can enjoy without fear. So before you take another sip tomorrow morning, stick with me. What you learn here could completely change how you see your coffee routine, and maybe even protect your health in the years ahead. You're here because you care about your health. And that's exactly what we do on this channel. Senior Strong Living. We dig deep into the science, break it down into plain, everyday language, and share practical tips you can actually use. Not complicated medical jargon, not confusing advice that leaves you wondering what to do next. I've spent years studying how everyday habits affect seniors over 60. The foods we eat, the drinks we enjoy, the routines we fall into. But more importantly, I've listened. I've heard the stories of people just like you. People who thought they were making the right choices, only to discover that a simple daily habit, like their morning coffee, was quietly draining their energy or raising their health risks without them even realizing it. One woman told me she couldn't understand why her memory was slipping, until she switched the type of coffee she was drinking. A gentleman shared that his blood pressure only started to improve when he stopped using a certain creamer. These are real seniors, real stories. And they remind us that small choices, made every day, can either build us up or break us down. Now, I want to be clear, I'm not here to give you medical advice. That's something only your doctor can do. What I share with you here is science-backed education and proven strategies, designed to help you stay stronger, healthier, and more independent as the years go by. Think of it as your guidebook to navigating everyday choices with confidence. And if you find this kind of information valuable, if you want more videos that help you make sense of the science, avoid hidden traps, and discover simple ways to protect your health, then make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Tap the notification bell, too, so you never miss a single strategy. Because here on Senior Strong Living, everything we do is about helping you live longer, live healthier, and live stronger. Coffee has always carried this reputation of being a friend to your health. You've probably heard it before, coffee is good for the heart, coffee sharpens the mind, coffee helps you live longer. And for many years, that sounded like the truth. Doctors, magazines, even health experts encouraged a cup or two a day. It gave you energy, it kept you focused, and it became a ritual you could count on. But here's the part most people never tell you. What coffee does to a 30 or 40-year-old body isn't the same as what it does once you're over 60. That's when the rules change. Why? Because your body changes. The way you metabolize caffeine slows down. What used to give you a smooth lift in the morning can now linger in your system for hours, affecting your heart rhythm, your blood pressure, even the quality of your sleep. Your kidneys, the organs that filter and flush out toxins, don't work quite as quickly as they once did. That means chemicals, additives, or even natural compounds in coffee can build up more easily, quietly stressing your system. And then there's cholesterol. After 60, your arteries are already more sensitive, and your liver responds differently to certain oils found in coffee. That same cup that seemed harmless in your 40s might now be raising your LDL cholesterol without you feeling a single symptom. Until one day, You're sitting in a doctor's office wondering why your numbers suddenly spiked. So here's the uncomfortable question. What if the same coffee that gave you energy in your younger years is quietly harming you now? What if the ritual you thought was safe, even healthy, is actually adding to your risk of stroke, memory problems, or heart disease? And the tricky part is, not all coffees are created equal. Some are far more damaging than others. Some carry hidden dangers that never show up on the label. You might look at your cup and see nothing but a warm, comforting drink. But inside, there could be chemicals, oils, or compounds that work against your body day after day, year after year. The truth is, millions of seniors are drinking these coffees right now without realizing the cost. And the saddest part? Most of it could be avoided with a few small changes. That's why in just a moment, we're going to uncover the 4 worst coffees seniors should never touch. These aren't obvious. In fact, some of them are marketed as healthy, safe, even heart-friendly. But once you know the truth, you'll never look at them the same way again. So, let's start with number 4. It's one you see everywhere, the kind that smells amazing, comes in flavors like hazelnut or vanilla, and seems like a harmless little treat. But for seniors over 60, it may be slowly poisoning your health without you even realizing it. Let's begin with number 4 on the list, flavored instant coffee blends. Now, I understand the appeal. You wake up, you don't want to fuss with filters, grinders, or machines. Just tear open a packet, pour in hot water, and you've got a steaming cup ready in seconds. And those flavors: hazelnut, vanilla, caramel, even mocha, they smell so inviting. It feels like a little treat, especially when you're on a budget or short on time. But here's the truth no one likes to talk about. Those instant flavored packets are loaded with hidden ingredients that do far more than just give you taste. They often contain additives, stabilizers, and artificial sweeteners that your body simply can't process the same way anymore after 60. One of the most concerning is a chemical called propylene glycol. It's what helps the flavors dissolve evenly. On the surface, it sounds harmless, but it's actually a byproduct of petroleum. For younger people, maybe the body flushes it out faster. But with age, as kidney function naturally slows down, these compounds can start building up, creating a toxic burden you may not even notice until you feel more tired, more inflamed, or more sluggish. Let me tell you a story. A woman named Evelyn, in her early 70s, swore by her hazelnut instant coffee every morning. She loved the convenience, and she thought, it can't be bad for me, it even says sugar-free on the label. But she couldn't understand why her blood sugar numbers were creeping up and why she constantly felt bloated. Her doctor eventually explained that those sugar-free labels often hide artificial sweeteners like sucralose or acesulfame potassium, which disrupt the gut microbiome. Once she switched to plain coffee flavored naturally with cinnamon, her digestion improved, and her energy returned. And Evelyn's story isn't unique. A study in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors drinking flavored instant coffee daily had a nearly 40% higher risk of developing insulin resistance, the very condition that can lead to type 2 diabetes. That's not a small number. Now, some people argue these coffees aren't harmful in moderation. But what does moderation really mean when it's part of your morning routine? 1 cup a day? 2? Every single day for years? That's where the debate gets interesting. What do you think? Is 1 flavored cup a harmless comfort, or is it better to avoid it altogether? I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you love flavor in your coffee, there are safer ways. A drop of real vanilla extract, a sprinkle of cinnamon, even a little unsweetened cocoa, they give you taste without the chemical burden. We'll talk more about these healthier switches later, but keep that in mind. Now, let's move to number 3, non-dairy artificial creamers. For many seniors, coffee doesn't feel complete without something creamy. And if you're lactose intolerant, non-dairy creamers seem like the perfect solution. The commercials even call them smart choices. But here's the truth, that splash of creamer might actually be doing more damage than the coffee itself. Most artificial creamers are cocktails of synthetic oils, preservatives, and thickeners. Your body wasn't designed to process those every day, especially not after 60. One of the worst offenders is titanium dioxide, the very same whitening agent used in paint. It gives creamers that bright, milky look. But studies have shown it can cause oxidative stress in human cells, damaging tissues and accelerating the aging process. Imagine that. The thing you put in your coffee to make it look good could be quietly aging you faster. Then there are the hydrogenated oils. High in omega-6 fats, they throw off your body's balance of good fats. Seniors with high omega-6 levels have been shown to perform lower on memory tests. One long-term study even linked them to increased cognitive decline. That morning coffee treat might be setting you up for foggy thinking and stiffer joints. And don't forget the corn syrup solids and maltodextrin. They spike blood sugar in minutes, leaving you tired, foggy, and hungrier later. Over time, it's steady weight gain around the midsection, something many seniors struggle with already. Let me share an example. Robert, 68, used to joke that his coffee was more creamer than coffee. He thought cutting out dairy was the smart move. But when his knees started aching and he noticed his waistline expanding, he didn't connect the dots. It wasn't until his daughter convinced him to swap his creamer for unsweetened almond milk that he began to notice changes. His energy improved, his inflammation eased, and even his doctor was surprised by how his cholesterol improved. Some experts say, a little creamer won't hurt. But here's the question. When a little becomes a habit you've repeated every day for years, is it still harmless? I want to hear what you think. If creaminess is non-negotiable for you, there are safer options. Organic whole milk in small amounts, unsweetened oat or almond milk fortified with calcium, or even enjoying coffee black with just a pinch of pink salt to smooth the taste. Small changes, big difference. Number 2 may surprise you, because it's one many seniors switch to for health: decaf coffee. The logic makes sense. You want to avoid jitters, protect your heart, and still enjoy the ritual. But not all decaf is safe. In fact, many supermarket decaf coffees are made with a chemical called methylene chloride, the same solvent used in paint strippers and metal cleaners. The coffee industry insists it burns off during roasting. But independent testing found residues still present, just under the legal limits. Legal doesn't always mean safe, especially not for older adults. Why is this dangerous after 60? Methylene chloride is a probable human carcinogen. It crosses the blood-brain barrier, where it interferes with your brain's ability to make energy. Over time, that can feel like brain fog, confusion, even symptoms that mimic early dementia. Your liver and kidneys are the ones trying to detoxify it. But as they slow down with age, that daily strain adds up. Think about it. If you're having more than 1 cup of decaf each day, you're exposing your body to that chemical again and again. Let me tell you about Marion, a 70-year-old who drank the same store-brand decaf for 15 years. She blamed her memory slips on just getting older. But when her daughter encouraged her to switch to a Swiss water process brand, decaf made without chemicals, she was stunned by the difference. Within 2 weeks, she felt sharper, clearer, even able to finish crossword puzzles she'd abandoned before. Now, some people argue that the levels are so low they don't matter. But is that a chance you'd want to take every single day? For me, that's worth questioning. What do you think? Is low risk good enough, or should seniors demand a cleaner cup? If you want to be safe, the answer is simple. Look for decaf labeled Swiss water process or methylene chloride free. It may cost a little more, but protecting your brain and your organs is worth every penny. And now, number 1, the coffee that might shock you the most: unfiltered boiled coffee. French press, Turkish coffee, Scandinavian stovetop, these brewing methods look so natural, so pure. No paper filter, just ground coffee and hot water. Many people believe this makes it healthier. But here's the hidden danger: a compound in coffee oils called cafestol. Cafestol has been shown to raise LDL cholesterol dramatically. A study in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology found that unfiltered coffee drinkers had a 30% higher risk of cardiovascular death compared to filtered coffee drinkers. For seniors, the numbers were even worse. Cholesterol levels spiked within just 4 weeks. Now, why does this matter so much after 60? Because your arteries are already more rigid, more prone to plaque. Add cafestol to the mix, and it's like pouring gasoline on a fire. It accelerates the buildup, raises blood pressure, and increases your risk of stroke or heart attack. And that's not all. Unfiltered coffee concentrates acids that irritate the stomach lining, making reflux, gastritis, and ulcers more common. Many seniors already struggle with digestion, and this just adds fuel to the problem. Take the example of George, 66. He loved his French press. Said it made the best coffee. But he couldn't figure out why his cholesterol shot up by nearly 40 points in 1 year. His doctor recommended switching to filtered drip coffee. Within months, his numbers improved. The only thing that changed? The brewing method. Some argue that unfiltered coffee, in moderation, is fine. But again, what is moderation when it's your daily ritual? Do you believe the flavor is worth the hidden risks? I'm curious to know what side of the debate you fall on. The safer switch is simple. Use a paper filter. A drip coffee maker or pour-over system traps cafestyl but still lets the antioxidants through. Even if you love your French press, you can insert a paper filter disc or alternate between methods. Small changes can mean the difference between clogged arteries and a healthier heart. Now you've seen the 4 worst coffees seniors should never touch. Some of them you might have expected, but others may have come as a complete surprise. Each one carries its own hidden risks, and the impact only gets stronger as we age. Now, after hearing all of that, you might be feeling a little uneasy. Maybe even wondering if coffee itself is the enemy. But let me reassure you, it's not. Coffee is not the problem. The real issue is which coffee you're drinking and how it's prepared. Because here's the good news, when chosen wisely, coffee can actually be one of the most powerful daily tools for seniors over 60. It can sharpen your memory, support your heart, protect your muscles, and even calm inflammation. The same drink that might be harming you today can, with a few small changes, become one of your greatest health allies. Think of it this way. Your morning cup doesn't have to be a gamble. It can either quietly wear you down, or it can actively build you up. And the choice is simpler than most people realize. But here's the interesting part. Not everyone agrees on what the best coffee really is. Some say light roasts, others swear by dark. Some argue cold brew is the safest, while others believe adding certain nutrients is the game changer. And that's where the conversation gets exciting. I'll share what research has revealed, but I also want to know what you think. So don't worry, I'm not here to take away the comfort of your morning coffee. I'm here to show you how to enjoy it smarter, safer, and in a way that actually supports your health, not sabotages it. And in a future video, we'll uncover the 4 coffees that every senior should drink daily, the ones that can truly protect your brain, your heart, and your independence. For now, let's take a moment to look at how coffee fits into your daily routine and why small changes around when and how you drink it can make just as much difference as what's in your cup. Let's step back for a moment and think about how coffee fits into your day. Because it's not just what you drink, it's also when you drink it and how you pair it with the rest of your routine. One of the most common mistakes I see among seniors is drinking coffee on an empty stomach. Maybe you've done it yourself. You wake up, you're not that hungry, so you just pour a cup and get on with your morning. The problem is, coffee alone can spike stomach acid, leading to reflux, indigestion, or that uncomfortable burning feeling many seniors chalk up to just getting older. Over time, this habit can irritate your digestive tract and make nutrient absorption harder. Then there's timing. After 60, your body metabolizes caffeine more slowly. What you drink at 2 p.m. might still be in your system when you try to sleep at 10 p.m. Poor sleep doesn't just leave you groggy. It can affect memory, mood, and even blood sugar control. That's why many seniors find it helpful to set a coffee cutoff time, usually around midday. It's a small adjustment that can lead to deeper, more restorative sleep. And let's talk about add-ins. Sugar is an obvious culprit, but it's not the only one. Those flavored syrups, sweetened creamers, even the sugar-free options can push your blood sugar up and down like a roller coaster. That's why you sometimes feel an energy crash mid-morning. But the truth is, you don't have to give up flavor. You just need to be smarter about where it comes from. A dash of real cinnamon, a splash of unsweetened almond milk, even a pinch of pink salt can make a world of difference without weighing your body down. Here's something to think about. Do you usually drink your coffee with breakfast, or do you sip it alone? And if you pair it with breakfast, what's on your plate? Because coffee works differently when it's accompanied by protein and healthy fats, like eggs, oatmeal, or Greek yogurt. compared to when it's washed down with pastries or nothing at all? Your answers might surprise you. In fact, I'd love for you to share in the comments. Are you more of a coffee-only person in the morning, or do you always eat with it? Let's see which side wins. At the end of the day, the way you enjoy coffee is deeply personal. But when you start to notice how your body responds, whether it's energy, digestion, or sleep, you'll see that small tweaks can add up to big changes in how you feel every single day. So, let's take a quick step back and recap what we've uncovered today. We talked about the 4 worst coffees seniors over 60 should avoid. Flavored instant blends, full of additives and hidden sweeteners that quietly disrupt your metabolism. Artificial non-dairy creamers, creamy on the surface, but loaded with chemicals that stress your brain and joints. Chemical solvent decaf, a so-called safe option that can bring toxic residues right into your system. And unfiltered boiled coffee, rich in flavor, but carrying oils that raise cholesterol and silently strain your heart. Each one of these might seem harmless, maybe even normal. But once you understand how they interact with an aging body, it's clear they're not as innocent as they look. Still, the good news is this: coffee itself isn't the enemy. With the right choices, your morning cup can support your health instead of draining it. Now here's where you come in. Do you agree with this list? Or do you think one of these coffees is fine in moderation? Maybe you've had a different experience altogether. I'd love to hear your perspective. Drop a comment and let's open up this conversation. Because your story might be exactly what another senior in this community needs to hear. And if today's video gave you something to think about, if it opened your eyes to the hidden side of coffee, then please take a second to hit that like button. It tells YouTube this is valuable content, and it helps more seniors just like you discover these strategies. Share this video with a friend or family member who loves coffee but might not realize the risks. You never know, a simple share could protect someone's heart or memory down the road. And most importantly, if you haven't already, subscribe to Senior Strong Living. This is where we share science-backed health insights, real stories from seniors, and simple strategies to help you stay independent, strong, and vibrant at every stage of life. Tap the notification bell so you never miss a video. Remember, your health is in your hands. Even the smallest daily habit, like your coffee choice, can shape your future. So make it count, starting tomorrow morning.